In my meditation, I saw what looked to be the third eye, but then it went from vertical and turned into what looked like lips. Next, I saw what looked to be a heart, and then the heart seemed to sprout wings that kind of unfurled and then flapped. That heart with wings morphed into what looked like a stork or a crane or a swan, and then it took flight. I saw what looked to be like the waves of the ocean, but not like large crashing waves, but more like that steady sway. And it just kept swaying, smooth, steady, tranquil. I'm getting a sense of an inner knowing, or being able to see situations more clearly, or even possibly tapping into the psychic spiritual gift of the third eye, of being able to see. With the lips and the heart with wings, I'm getting a sense of either intimacy, possibly a relationship partner, real love, genuine love, or maybe like the heart with wings. It could be a passed on loved one, or it could be a love that allows you to reach new heights. And then the birds, the stork, swan, crane, fertility, love, and luck. And lastly, with the ocean, I'm getting a sense of, well, just like the tarot, water, the element of water represents the emotions. So easy emotions, steady emotions, smooth transition, a very balanced and tranquil emotional state, or even going with the flow. Possibly being able to see love, like being able to truly identify good, healthy love, maybe even the beginning of a family. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Ooh. We have the Hermit card in the sideways. The Hermit in the upright typically represents introspection, going within, pulling away, stepping back, so that way you can have the quiet time, the alone time to process, to heal, to look within, to grow and evolve. When it's in its reversal, it could represent that you're not taking the time to look within, or you're not, taking the time to step back. It can also represent recklessness, hastiness in terms of making decisions. In order to make the right decision, you need to be able to pause, step back, and assess, which is one thing that the Hermit is really good at. But in the reversal, because you're not taking the time to pause and assess, you could be making bad decisions, hasty, reckless decisions that aren't necessarily for your highest good, and they might be, in essence, creating a domino effect of just bad situations. With it in its sideways, some of you have done the introspection necessary, and it's time for some of you to come out of seclusion, to have fun, to socialize, to mingle, to experience again. And for some of you, you're being asked to go into seclusion, to fine-tune your third eye, to fine-tune your ability to utilize sight and see, because that's what introspection is. It's the ability to see within. Okay, so that makes sense about the third eye in my vision, in my meditation. Nope, I am mixing, but what is that? Okay, so I was just, I'm trying to mix, and the Four of Wands came out, which is essentially the celebration, marriage card, devotion, commitment, that type of card, which kind of aligns with the whole love theme, but I'm going to put it back inside the deck. If it comes back out again, then we'll know it's meant to be. No? Okay. 5 of coins in the reversal, followed by the Fool in the reversal. So the 5 of Pentacles in its upright typically represents leaving someone out in the cold, facing adversity, possibly a poor financial state, poverty. In its reversal, it represents debts being paid, recovery, acceptance, renewal. Essentially, whatever situation that has rocked stability, whether that be you needing to leave someone behind in the past, or you needing to leave something behind in the past because it was creating a very unstable environment, because you've come to terms with some things and you've decided that whatever the situation was, it's not your circus, so to speak. You've accepted what was, you've accepted what happened. If it was something if it was a mistake that you made or some type of bad choice that you made, you've done the introspection. You've made a recovery from whatever the situation was. But it was definitely a moment that sparked some type of change, some type of awareness, going back to the third eye, some type of internal awareness that something needs to change. And why do I feel confused? But with the Fool in its reversal, you're hesitant. You're hesitant about this change. You're hesitant about the time needed to look within. Like, for some of you, you know what you need to do. You've taken the time to look within. You know you need to leave people behind, and you've done so. You understand that you need to take stock of yourself. You need to be more wise about your choices, the Fool. Oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. Okay, with my nose being itchy, nose. You understand that taking leaps of faith, which is what the Fool card in the upright, having faith, stepping out onto faith, understanding that as long as you have a very optimistic, positive mindset, you can make things work. If you don't have that belief, then you just kind of stay where you are. Like, you heal, you gain the ability to look within, but then the next step is typically to move forward. We have the Hierophant in the upright, and for the bottom of the deck, we have Strength in the reversal. So for the Hierophant card in the upright, this card represents traditions, legacy, conformity, social acceptance, but it also represents lessons and divine connections. Having compassion and receiving messages not only represents society, community, and what you learn from each other, but also what you learn through history and through the teachings that are passed down through the generations. Through your introspection, through your time looking within, you've walked away from certain things and made recoveries of some things that were affecting you. I think you're still hesitant on how those changes look, because you're still trying to figure out, with the Hierophant, you're still trying to figure out traditions and legacy and what type of social standing that you want for yourself. If I compare this with my vision, I don't see a Lover's card here. So it's possible that you're trying to figure out what type of relationship style that you want. Actually, this does kind of echo a different collective reading that I did earlier. But yeah, You could be trying to figure out what type of life you want. I'm still, because what I saw in my vision, I keep getting that intimate feel, that intimate tone. And then we also have the strength in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So there's doubt. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of disbelief. There could be insurmountable problems or lots of what you feel to be blocks in your way. Yeah, you feel like you're blocked. You feel like you're blocked from kind of understanding. And that's the reason why you won't move forward, or the reason why you can't move forward, because I keep getting this feeling of blocked. Yeah, this reading was a little hard for me. So we have the poet in the sideways. Relationships, vulnerability. Okay, I knew that this was having an intimate feel, but the Lovers card wasn't out. So thank goodness the poet with the relationships came out, because if there was no relationship card in this at all, I would be slightly confused. I love that this poet card came out, because it is actually, it's very much like the Hermit Lovers card kind of rolled into one, which is pretty amazing. So the poet in the upright, it represents that love is on the way, but you need to grab the opportunity when it arises. You need to be able to see that with the third eye. You need to be able to see that love and intimacy is entering your world, and you need to have the gusto to jump on the opportunity and say, you know what, I want love, and you know what, I like that person, so I'm gonna go after them. I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna try my chance. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna see. In the reversal, this is an isolated poet. Literally what the book says. Isolation, the Hermit. It is an isolated poet that has so many guards up, has all the walls around their heart, can't really feel love, can't really identify love, but wants love so badly, but isn't doing anything about it. And it's sideways. Some of you need to, again, come out of isolation, come out of seclusion, and experience the world. And some of you need to see that love is already in your life, that there's already someone or something that's already made its way into your orbit, and it's almost as if you are kind of talking yourself out of it. You're with the Fool in reverse, you're not taking the leap of faith, you're not trusting in the unknown, you're not just saying, okay, I'm gonna go for it. So some of you need to take the chance, and some of you need to start putting your walls down. You need to start being a part of the world again. Well, and then we have the Catalyst in the reversal. Radical changes, taking control. This is very similar to what I've been saying. Now, the Catalyst in the reverse is asking you to change. Not change your exterior, not change, the outside world, but to change within. Going back to the Hermit card. The Catalyst is asking you to reassess your mindset, your views, your habits, your internal dialogue, and to tweak and change whatever necessary in order for you to become a better and healthier version of you. Now that does take a lot of introspection. So this really does double down on some of you are not truly taking the time needed to go within. And maybe you say you're taking the time, and you could be dabbling in a few little journal pages here and there, a few little shadow work questions here and there, but you're not truly devoted to it. And with the Poet card in its sideways, and it also referring to isolation, it's giving me the feeling that whatever seclusion you're putting yourself into is not a productive seclusion. It's like you're utilizing the time to just be and exist, which is healthy. You do require that. But if there are certain things that need to be changed within in order for you to live a healthier life, you are kind of avoiding it. So you're being called out right now. Start focusing on growth and healing a little bit more. You got to put more effort. And that's not me saying it. That is all the energies and entities that want your highest good. They're the ones telling you you're not doing the work. So get to work. Oh, that one came out. Oh, 2 cards. Nope, 3 cards. Okay, and then this is the end. 3 cards in the sideways. We have the Gambler, which is loss and risks in the sideways. We have the Witch, which is experimentation and rebellion in the sideways. And then we have the Smith, overthinking and taking action in the sideways. There's more. You're being called out some more. You're being called out some more. Oh, and the bottom of the deck. Ooh, this is perfect. We have the Astronomer, which is discovery in augury. Augury. But the key thing is, it's got an eye. And I saw an eye in my vision. Oh, I didn't even realize. But this fantasy themed tarot deck, the Strength card, also has an eye on the helm. If it can, has an eye on the helm. Nice. So yes, you are definitely being called out right now, because these 3 cards, they are very much like the tarot that has just come out. So the Gambler card, taking risks and losses. In the upright, it represents doing things again and again and again and again the same way, which is taking that risk with exactly the same result, because you didn't really change anything. You didn't really step back and assess to go at it a different way. Just like a gambler who has an addiction of, oh, let me go, maybe it'll work this time, maybe I'll win big this time. In the reversal, it's learning from the losses to create better strategies and knowing when to cut your losses and stepping back. You know, very much like the 5 of coins or 5 of pentacles. And then we have the Witch, experimentation and rebellion, which is actually similar to the Hierophant card, because in the upright, the Witch card represents forging your own path, throwing out the textbook, the rule book, because it doesn't necessarily work for you and you have to find your own way. But in the reversal, it represents that there's a reason why certain methods are done, why certain things are done, because it's tried and true. It has been tested and achieved and accomplished over and over and over again without fail. With this in its sideways, it's very much asking you, like the Hierophant, to reassess and make sure that you're doing things that are good for you. And you may be called to tweak some things as you go, especially when you're getting an understanding of the type of life that you want to live. And then the final card to come out is the Smith, overthinking and taking action. And there's a fine line between that. And I do like that this card represents that, because there's this saying, strike while the iron is hot. And that essentially means, as a smith, as a blacksmith, you really have to know your stuff in order to form something out of raw material and shape it into a piece of weaponry or a piece of art. It requires planning, forethought, foresight, and essentially capabilities and the right tools at your disposal. So this is asking you to make sure that you have looked within, that you have got an idea of the dynamics that you want for your life, that you stop approaching the same situations with the same exact mindset and the same exact style of approach, but that you actually start thinking things through and taking action in a different way. Because the bottom of the deck, the astronomer, discovery. This is another card asking you to look within. This card represents trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, and knowing that others can help you by giving you advice and giving you guidance. You can receive guidance from all forms, from all places, and you can definitely receive guidance from inside you. And I think that's why it's difficult for you to do this, because there is a lot of introspective isolation cards out, but at the same time, a lack of faith and self-doubt. So that's why this is telling you to really go within and actually take radical chances and taking control, because this is all within your control. The walls around your heart, being able to see love, being able to be love, being able to move forward, being able to look within. Everything is your choice. You are the creator of your life. But you don't believe that you are the creator of your life. Even though you've been through certain things where people have come into your life and they may have hurt you, they may have made you believe that life is a certain way, this reading is telling you that's not true. You get to decide how you want your life to be. You get to choose. But it's going to take faith and strength in order to take control. If you really want your heart to take flight, if you really want to have smooth sailing, just smooth on the ocean, it comes from you. This was a very complicated way of telling you that you have all the power and that you just need to change your mindset. Your mindset, your habits, your actions. Why was that so difficult? Maybe because I'm wearing red. I don't know. But I hope this resonated with you. And if you would like a personal private reading with me, you can book a session at the link tree in my bio. Until next time, bye.